way south in our bus at Sleepy Hollow stopover. And there's our big bus loading passengers. Still heading south, we've got quite a few hours to go yet.
A group of 27 intrepid men's shed members and partners went on a bus tour to the mid-north coast of New South Wales, Macksville, in June 2019. We were driven by bus from Brisbane to Mid-Coast Motel in Macksville on Sunday.
This is the Mid-Coast Motel that we're staying at. This is a movie.
The next day we toured the Bellingen and Dorrigo areas. Dorrigo is a quite high area. We saw Dangar Falls and beautiful views from the scenic skywalk.
I don't know how to do it. No, she doesn't have a camera.
Jumping over? Not me. It's too far down. Beautiful swimming hole. Lovely waterfall. Goes all the way up. Really have to be, wouldn't it? What's that? The ocean out there? I think so. That is the ocean out there. My goodness.
Volcano.
Beautiful example of an old country hotel built by a Greek family and still owned by them. This is Dorrigo town. It's a very old building in this town. It's the first block building built in New South Wales, apparently. Very expensive. Very unusual to see old style banks in country towns. So this is Bellingen, and they're still operating. Obviously got all the quarters, everything upstairs and out the back where the staff used to live. This is the entrance to this big drapery store come general store. Quite amazing. This is the upstairs part of this shop, all the good gear.
We were very surprised by the large amount of old steam locomotives a local person had acquired, but disappointed that they looked like going to rack and ruin.
This is,
Day 2, we toured the local area around Macksville. We saw the Bowraville Museum, Nambucca Heads, and visited the pub with no beer.
This is the little village of Bowraville. It's an old bank building, now an art gallery. Just been through that museum. That's amazing stuff in there. Miles and miles and miles. Here we are at, as the sign says, the pub with no beer. There's some conjecture that it really is the pub with no beer. This is the inside of the pub with no beer. It's probably very dark, so I don't know whether you're going to get any vision, but they're all lined up, all the memorabilia hanging off the roof. Beautiful rustic furniture. This is Scott's Head, just east of Macksville. It's a lot of good memories for me. About 50 years ago, Tom and Rob and Neil and I went surfing here, and there was not a person in sight, and there it is again, not a person in sight.
Day 3 included a trip to Port Macquarie.
I have to say,
after a scenic drive, we went to Douglas Vale Winery for lunch and tasting. Some had more of a taste than others. Overall, the wine was very average.
Wine tasting.
We finished the tour at the Fudge Factory and once again overindulged.
Don't we need any more food, but this is a fudge factory. And everyone's gone inside the fudge factory.
Day 4 tour was to Grafton and a very interesting tour of Schaefer House and Museum. We visited the town of Lawrence to see an amazing collection of bells and explore the museum at the old radio station 2NVR.
These bells here, the Sherlock and the Doohan bells over here,
are all, you know, apprentices of the main man, which was Jones. And Barry Dewitt actually made these little cat bells over here on this front over here.
This is a museum in Lawrence where we're going to have lunch. It's an old radio station. In fact, the radio station still exists, but it's now next door in a little white shed instead of being in this great big building. And there's a really large tower here, which is ABC, Northern Rivers. We don't need food, do we? This little house is the original home of the famous snake catcher Ram Chandra, who used to do shows all around the countryside and at schools catching taipans.
Day 5 included a tour of Coffs Harbour, where we enjoyed amazing views from the Sky Pier at Sealy Lookout. Following that, we went for an interesting visit to Solitary Islands Aquarium with lunch at the Korobana Caribou Factory, a substitute for cocoa and chocolate.
This must be a male, he's making eyes at me.
You got a lot of hands, you want to watch him. You never know where they like to go.
Yeah, well that's for sure.
We're in the Southern Cross University aquarium room. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it very well, but some beautiful specimens here. A few mullet to use for bait.
On the way home, we stopped at the Clog Barn, which has a well-crafted miniature village. Our final stopover was at the local fruit shop for fresh bananas, tree-ripened and delish. Next day was our trip back to Brisbane, but it would be remiss of me not to mention the entertainment at our motel. The owner goes to great lengths to provide fun activities and a very cheap bar. He has scenic props hidden away behind ceiling architraves, which, when drawn down, converts his restaurant into a beach scene or a snow scene for Christmas in July. During our stay, we had a great Hawaiian night, costumes provided, with some old gents participating in cross-dressing. Other nights had professional singers entertaining us, assisted by Laurie on the harmonica. Lucky for us, our hosts cancelled the entertainment on State of Origin night so that we could watch the match in the restaurant. We all turned out in maroon, except for one member who will remain nameless. This led to a good deal of sledging, in goodwill of course. A great time was had by all, and it was great value for money. We'll probably go there again.